This one's breaking my head. But let's see what I am. We were talking about Thanksgiving. This is what we had for Thanksgiving. I'd say a lot of stuff. And if you're wondering what's behind here, it's mashed potatoes. Should put the Pinot by the pies? I don't know. Y'all too fucking bougie for me. Should put the food in my stomach and call it a day. I made this. This is my my world famous broccoli mac and cheese. Alright, so now we're on to the main event. The political compass test. So for those who don't know, so I'm gonna get blotted somewhere in here. I don't know if you guys have any idea of my political standings, etc. I don't know where you guys would think that I would place here. You're probably gonna learn a few things about me while I do this because I'm gonna be answering the questions aloud. They're not questions, they're statements, and they're based on if I agree with them or not. You're the opposite of me? Okay. You think. Well, I'm sure we're all gonna find out here. If there's anything you want me to explain my answer deeper, anything like that, feel free to let me know. I'm open to discussion as we go through this, but this is where you're gonna blot me, or where they're gonna blot me, anywhere in here. So, that being said, we're gonna be doing this political compass test, and from there, once I finish this, I will be moving on to ARC. Alright, so before taking the test, please note that this isn't a survey, and these aren't questions. They're propositions. To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is miss the point. Some propositions are extreme and some are moderate. That's how we can show you whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. Some of them are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices, rather than detailed opinions on policy. Page 1 of 6. Just a few propositions to start with concerning, no less, how you see the country and the world. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I strongly agree with that. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Does it disagree? No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Disagree there. If you like your country, you like your country. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do agree that no one chooses their country of birth. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. The fuck? I'm gonna strongly disagree. I think there's stereotypes. But some of those stereotypes, I don't know. I think that humans are humans. But I think that because of, like, I'm just gonna do disagree, because of like different, like, I guess genetic experience, like your ancestry has experienced certain things. I think that makes you more, like, I think genetically it makes you better at those things. So based on a cultural understanding, I would imagine that, like, depending on what like certain regions have been doing for the last hundreds or thousands of years, that region might just be better at that. You know, I don't know for sure, but again, I think that many people are, you know, we are pretty much all similar in terms of physical attributes and mental attributes, depending on education. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Disagree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. No, absolutely not. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Actually, I strongly disagree, because the fact that they're saying worrying, there's nothing wrong with fusing information and entertainment as long as the information is valid. If it's misinformed, then it's worrying. Okay, now I just convinced myself to take it down a notch to disagree. Because I think that people like to learn. It makes it more fun to learn if it's entertaining. Page 2 of 6. Now the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. Okay. People are ultimately divided by class more than nationality. I'm like in the middle there. I think we have a class issue right now, so I'm going to agree. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Yes, I agree with that. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I strongly agree with that. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. Yeah? This one's breaking my head. Because I can kind of see where it's like leaning towards, but I just don't ever want anybody to like struggle, no matter who they are. Unless they're in prison on like some like caught red-handed bullshit, like ending somebody's life or something, then yeah, I don't really give a fuck about them. I don't care about their needs. The freer the market, the freer the people. I strongly disagree with that, because we're looking at that right now. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I agree with that. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I disagree, but not strongly. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I think protectionism is like protecting what's around you, so I guess like your land or your country or whatnot. But yeah, in terms of trade, I guess a little bit to keep things local. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Social responsibility? No. The rich are too highly taxed. I disagree with that. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. No, I don't agree with that at all. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yeah, a lot, yeah. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Yeah, because that's a problem we're dealing with right now. Now, look at some of your personal social values. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. All authority should be questioned. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I mean, kinda. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I don't agree with that. I think theaters and museums are what bolster our culture. And if we don't have our culture available, like, you know what I mean? Like, then it just dies within itself. History is part of our culture. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Yeah, it's kind of fucking cheesy, sending the cops to the house and shit. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. No. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. No. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yeah. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. Prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs and hold jobs and do them correctly. Yes, I agree with that. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. The fuck? It's not our business. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. No, that is not the most important thing for our children to learn. Absolutely not. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Strongly disagree. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. No, because what if somebody's depressed and they just, like, you can say they're able to work, but like there's a certain point where people can get so fucking depressed they literally just don't function. Like, and it's not even just that. It's just, there's so many other things. Like, one person can look at it, well, oh, you're fine. Dude, I had people tell me that I could work with my fucking nuts when they were fucked up. Like, what? You don't know what I'm going through. Fuck you, you fucking old piece of shit. Mind your own business. That kind of shit? Yeah, no, fuck that. This is so fucking, like, that's a perception thing. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Strongly disagree. You need to deal with that shit. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Strongly disagree. That's bullshit. What's good for the most successful corporations is always untimely good for all of us. No. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. You know, that's kind of, I don't know. I don't really think it should be like self-serving. How do you see the wider society? Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I don't really think so. The Patriot Act was really bad. The NDAA 2012 was really bad. But the NDAA wasn't even as bad as it seemed like it was going to be. But I haven't really heard shit about it since. We don't have much privacy on the internet, but like to be fair, the internet is what it is, and I don't know how much privacy we should actually have on the internet, depending on the kind of shit we're saying, in my personal opinion. Because there's some fucking wackadoodles on the internet. I don't care if people are trolling, that shouldn't even be an acceptable level of trolling. Because they're saying, like, dangerous shit. So, I disagree. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. The whole party system's fucked up. Fuck the party system. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. No, that is not true. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. If proven without a shadow of a doubt, yes, absolutely. I don't think our tax dollars should pay for some fucking shitbag that's never gonna see the light of day ever again. End it. Just like, it's cruel. Like, they're just gonna live in a fucking jail cell till they die. Medical shit, we're gonna pay for it. We're gonna pay for their food. We're gonna pay for their fucking sleep. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Disagree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Strongly disagree. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Disagree. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. It depends what we're rehabilitating them from. Again, if they're a mass murderer, I'm pro capital punishment in that regard. I don't think we should waste time and resources. Like, maybe we can learn things from them. I guess that's one benefit, is we kind of learn what makes people like that's brains, like the gears in their head, just fucking turn. But we won't fully understand it, but we get an idea. But yeah, I'll agree with that lightly. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Strongly disagree. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Yeah, I mean, they kind of are. Because the developing countries are kind of taking the money they can get when they could probably get more than what they're giving. The companies are probably making so much more in profit from what they're buying at like really dumb prices that aren't even fair. But if that, like, it's like just over what the country needs, but it's not what the country deserves for its resources, if that makes any sense. Especially if the country has its own people doing the work. Yeah. That's bullshit. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. No? If you got through that okay, you'll find these propositions on religion a breeze. Oh boy. Astrology accurately explains many things. I don't think so. I mean, I definitely keep an eye on that kind of stuff and like find interest in it, but I do go into it with skepticism. You cannot be moral without being religious. Strongly disagree. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Strongly disagree. Some people are naturally unlucky. Agree. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. Oh, what the fuck is this? Page 6 of 6. Finally, a look at sex. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree. The same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Strongly agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Strongly disagree. I think I could see myself probably closer to the center, maybe towards the left, and libertarian. Like a little bit more libertarian, but still closer to the center. I could be wrong though. I could be so fucking wrong. But let's see what I am. Nope, I'm hella left, libertarian. I honestly expected myself to be up here. Like that picture, right guys? My turkey hat goes hard. Watch your mouth. Yeah, so we got through that. Hell yeah. Stuffing your head into that turkey, your main head. You damn right, dude. Everybody deserves a stuffing.